All right, so up to this point, the configuration that we have assumes that the repository is a public repository, right? If we want more rigorous integration with GitHub, we're going to have to create credentials and whatnot. So one of the more common ways of integrating with GitHub is through access tokens. Right? We can create access tokens from our GitHub, from our settings. If we go to settings and personal access tokens, we can create a token, give it a name, and we have to configure what it is that we want to allow folks to do once they have this token. Here we're saying that we can list the content of the repository. We can check in, we can check out, and also down below we are enabling what are referred to as webhooks, right? A hook that is going to tell GitHub to notify Jenkins if of the activity in GitHub, right? So if somebody merged into a particular branch, notify me, so that I can kick off the build. Now, when you create a token, you'll get a dialog with a secret, right? A token that it's a 32-bit hexadecimal number that you need to copy. This is the only time where this access token will ever be visible, right? And then once you leave this screen, it'll never be visible again. So you need to copy and paste and copy it here, right? And maybe paste it somewhere temporarily. And otherwise, you'll lose it and you have to recreate a brand new one. Once you have that access token, you can then go back to Jenkins and create a credential that you can then use, to authenticate anything that has to do with being notified with GitHub. So if you go to Manage Jenkins and then Configure System, you can then configure the GitHub servers and add credentials, Jenkins credentials, which will pop up a dialog for you to configure and create a new credentials. The dialog looks something like this. Since it's an access token, you can configure what kind of credential you want to create. You can create a username and password, a signed public private key. Here we're selecting secret key, secret text, which is the token we just copied. We can paste it in there, and then provide a description. Right, this will allow you to be identifiable from the dropdown, so that when you come back and configure the GitHub server, you can select which credential you want to use to actually talk to GitHub. This is if it's a private GitHub repository, right? You don't need this if it's public. Also, you do need this if you want webhooks to come back and notify you. Now we have an enterprise GitHub, and you might not have access to the settings, right? So this is something that maybe we'll need Alex's help creating these access tokens, right? And so again, this first week it might be somewhat messy as we set up all these access tokens and configure these notifications from GitHub and Jenkins. So please bear with us as we configure all these tokens for all the different organizations, and we'll hopefully by the end of next sprint we'll have everything smoothly automated. All right. So once you do select the access token, you can test the connection to see if Jenkins was able to log in to GitHub and turn on the webhooks so that it can receive notifications back from GitHub.